Hey there, Zion, Game Changer here, mate. So yeah, Nearbot, that's what we're here for. Don't mind doing a quick one before bed. Okay, so if you notice, you've got two buildings quite close together here. Remember, 2.5 squares is what you're aiming at, so that's now giving you an area that you could spawn here and get straight in on the attack. So watch out for that for us, bro. Same, you've got one a little bit there. I know they're only slithers, but you remember, if I can launch on that, I'm straight in, and that's gonna mean I can do some damage before things start to get chance to spawn, you know, from your war factors and the like. So yeah, have a keep an eye out for that for us. The other thing I'd look at as well, bro. If you look at some of the other videos I've done, I'm not a massive fan of having the helicopters inside the walls, because helicopters fly over walls, as you already know. So it's not like you're trying to trap them inside the wall, which I think is what the wall's purpose is. Also, I kind of think that the turrets should be predominantly outside the walls rather than inside the walls, because what happens is, if you have them inside the walls get quite large, and that means that if, for example, I spawned here and then attacked here, the chances are that, unless I did it with helicopters, I mean, you've got missiles there, but they're not going to take down, say, a tank. And subsequently this and this aren't going to pick us up. So I could pretty much, I reckon, with that bit of a spawn zone and with your base being quite large format, I could take down this element here, then straight into your barracks, straight into your war factory, and ultimately then come round, say, the back of here, and then I could attack this howitzer here without the others picking up. In essence, what I'm getting at is I can take each turret out independently, one at a time. If you get your turrets outside your barracks, you'll tend to find, and sorry, if you take your helicopters out of your barracks as well, you'll tend to find that your footprint of your barracks is much smaller. The only thing I've literally got inside my walls is my barracks and my war factory. Everything else is on the outside of the wall, and it means that the footprint's quite small and everything's protecting everything. So just a bit of a different process as well. Now have a little look at also, I mean, you've got a level 41 behind you now, which is really, really good. It wasn't that long ago I was 41 as well, so I'm thinking, can you get the new pacemaker, bloody I keep doing that, peacemaker turret? If you can, if you're at that level, get it, mate, because it's absolutely awesome. It really is dominating, and it causes all sorts of bother because the distance that it fires at is far superior to any of the other turrets, and it's such a quick repeated fire that I think it's well worth having just that powered off one transformer. And you tend to find that it really is cutting the mustard, really is working. So suggest having a look at that if you can. Forgive my dog in the background, bless her, she's eating her dinner. The mines you've got as well, if you don't mind me saying, I think they're quite close to your base. Now, most things I'm killing bases with have slightly more distance. Certainly the tanks do now, the M270s do now, so push your mind out a little bit and have a think about, rather than placing them where you think, well, that looks about right for the spacing. I mean, for example, if I was attacking your base, I predict that I would go onto this screen square here, for example, the area you've left us, and I'd be coming here. Now that mine over there isn't going to really do anything. That mine's possibly going to protect you coming from that side, but are you really going to come from that side if you've got that little nugget there to attack from? So if you want to leave a nugget like that available to somebody, maybe have your CC where your actual airport is there, and have the mine hidden behind it, so people think you've left that by accident, but in actual fact you've engineered it. And then you could find that you do quite a bit of damage to your opponent, by engineering what looks like a mistake. So you can maybe have a little scan of that. Other than that, bro, you know, you're pretty much there. Your principle where your vehicles and your barracks are all enclosed, so that anything that spawned is trapped inside. I think it's excellent. I think you maybe need to have a little look about what you're using inside those said barracks. So you've got Humvees. Now, are Humvees an effective defence? Quite an effective attack, but only if you've got a lot of them and another vehicle like a tank protecting them. If you're parked over here and you're waiting for somebody's defence to come and get you, are you going to think yourself, oh bloody hell, there's Humvees on the way, oh my god, I'm going to pat myself? I don't think you will. I think you're more likely to think that if there was a tank coming at you, or if there's going to be you know, the new M270, I say new, it's obviously a new improved, let's say, or the TOS, or the Zeus, or something along that line. So have a little bit of think about what you want them to be facing when they're attacking you, because I'm not sure personally at your level 41 that anybody who's attacking you is going to be particularly worried about a couple of Humvees coming at them. So I think maybe you need to have a little tweak of that. And I'd also be thinking as well, what have you got in an attack here in your infantry, as well as, because again you've got that level 6 that could suggest that you've got Moors and things like that. If you have a little scanny about what's coming out there, I mean, I'm still using Mortarmen. I think they're still one of the most effective things. I mean, certainly when I get my ass kicked, it is often by people using Mortarmen. So I think, well, if that worked against me, it's going to work against others. I want you to have a think about the new turret as well, the Peacemaker. I think I might have mentioned that earlier. I've had a few drinks, I do apologise. So yeah, just have a little look at that, and if you haven't already looked at it, have a look at the new turret, the new mega turret that's come out as well. I think that may still be available at your level. If not, it's not going to be a million miles away. Again, that's really kick-ass, and if you use that in conjunction with the Peacemaker, so that they're kind of like, you know, if you're attacking one, the other's attacking you, if that kind of makes sense, then that works really, really well. I'm just going to skip and show you what I'm working on, just so you can see, you know what, I've showed a few of the others. Yep, so this is the format I'm working on. So you'll see that the walls are vastly reduced, the turrets are tighter. You can't get in from one side without something else kicking your ass, be it the big turret or even a big machine gun protecting a salvo, or a salvo protecting a machine gun. I've got the Peacemaker in and things like that, but I'm trying to like make it so that the base is as condensed as possible, so that the turrets are as close to each other as possible. It just means that you can't really attack anything from one particular side without multiple things potentially picking you up. And what I was mentioning about that mine, you can see that there's a mine there hidden behind the CC. There's potentially, I mean, if first glance there, if you're attacking from this angle here, you might not spot there's a turret behind the smoke. You probably will, to be fair, but you know what, I'm just trying to be as crafty as possible, to take as much damage of the opponent as possible. I'm always mindful that, for example, I suspect that people will want to take care of the big gun first, so that might be their first port of launch. So I've placed mines on the two likely approaches of that, and then if you are attacking that, then the chances are you're going to get hit by the Peacemaker. If you notice, that's transforming up on its own. That's another thing to consider as well. I never have more than 2 turrets on any one transformer, because when they're split, you're talking 25-25, you're talking again probably 25-25, 27-27 on that one, but that one there I'm aiming at talking about 50% increase on its own. So that's going to fight even quicker and more powerfully, because it's the one of the biggest weapons you've got now. So have a little think about how that might work and things along that sort of line as well. But yeah, just you've got a great base, mate. Just maybe a few tweaks if you feel the need. Do watch your videos, of course. Make sure you look at your reruns and see what works, what didn't, and take that forward. Okay, bro. Ta.